Let me start this video out by reminding everybody in the universe I don't work on radios. Okay? I'm going to show how to Mars mod this radio that's in here. And I'm only doing this for my friend that lives in Canada. And he can't seem to find anybody else in Canada that wants to touch this radio with a 10-foot pole. And I just built this man an amplifier. And he's like, can you please just help me? I'm like, yes. I will reluctantly help you. I cringe to think what he paid to have this packaged and shipped here, because I just agreed to do this like a day ago. Translation, I think that he paid to have this thing shipped overnight. And being that this is like a $1,500 or $1,600 radio American, I just don't even want to think about it. But I don't work on radios. I don't want to. If you call me wanting me to do this to your radio, I will turn you down. I will tell you to find somebody else. Because this is not what I'm into at all. But here we are. So we're going to do our due diligence. This is a Yaesu FT-710. This is an expensive radio. Expensive. I mean, you could literally Mars mod this with a pair of fingernail clippers if you wanted to, but it's not what we're going to do. Power cable. What's this say? Cabinet screws. Already pre-disassembled. That's awesome. So the microphone, we're going to need that. All right. My opinion, I like Yaesu, but I'm an ICOM guy. Now that I'm an older man, I like ICOM, just have for a lot of years. And I'm not a big fan of amateur radios for AM use. Just not. Okay, so we got one screw left, 2, 3 screws left. All right, let's get set up here. Okay, so this is technically the bottom side of the radio. And we've got this row of capacitors that are here. Well, there's no caps, they're just solder pads, straight through here. And our goal is to solder P51. And it looks like somebody's already been in here doing something. But we need to solder this pad. Man, if I didn't know better, I'd say that's already done. Oh. Okay, so somebody's already tried to Mars mod this, and they've ripped the ground trace off this side of the pad. So I'm going to go with my initial idea, which is we're going to take a tiny little piece of copper craft wire, and we're going to very carefully solder to this pad, and then we're going to bring it over and solder it to the board. Now I see why I got sent down here. Okay, give me a minute. Let's get this done. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny little trace, but still able to grab the board on this side even though the pad had been ripped up. And we went ahead and added the jumper all the way over to the test point, the solder point, the ground test solder point. So Mars modded. It's that simple. The whole idea is that you'd take these two tab points and you just simply solder them together on P51. So that is done. And remember, this isn't ideal. We're dealing with a radio that has had a finger in it or two, and the trace got ripped up. So let's see if the Mars mod took. Hold on a second. So according to the instructions, I hold the DPS reset and find fast. Reset buttons down, power on. Press and hold power on. It'll boot. Okay, fully reset. Okay, so let's make sure it took. Tell it that we're going to transmit there. 5 watt slugging forward. Put into transmit mode. Transmit all the way through. We're into a sealed dummy load, so I'm not going to interfere with anybody. 11, 12, we're way outside of any amateur band. Rolling through them. Done. Mars modded. Wow, what an easy to use radio looks like. It's beautiful. But that's the end of my information with it. Mars modded, that's simple. Gentlemen, my name is BBI. Shout out to Penna, Siglant, XS, McMahon, Bird, Coaxial Dynamics, Odyssey. Big shout out to the YouTube supporters. Mr. Mark, I'm going to box this up and send it back to you right now. On that note, I say, gentlemen, thank you. I'll see you. Click, click.